My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the Bazaar. We are post-patch, baby! It was a patch as of recording time, I want to say about 8 hours ago, and it has done a lot of stuff. Now, we are cycling around to Vanessa, who is possibly the least affected by the patch, but I'll summarize what's happened to her as quickly as I possibly can. I'm not going to go over all of the changes that have happened to Vanessa between this patch and last. I'm just going to summarize a lot of them. In particular, bronze items across the board have had their impact increased, and then diamond items have had their impact decreased. So the idea is to bring them closer together so that bronze items don't look completely garbage and need upgrades in order to be able to run in the first place. I like that. Also, Vanessa has lost the barrel. Well, not entirely. The barrel is actually still here. It's got a cooldown of 5 seconds. It shields for 20 rather than 10. When you use an adjacent non-weapon item, it gains additional shield for the fight. So now it respects adjacency, which makes it significantly less potent than it used to be before. It's no longer just like a 2-slot wonder on the board that just solves all of your defensive needs. Really glad to see that. Final thing I will mention with respect to Vanessa is that I would love to get the new rowboat. Rowboat's been completely redesigned. Vanessa fans, you'll know that rowboat was, what is the technical term for this? Complete trash garbage from hell? It was unusable utterly. Previously, having a 10-second cooldown and hastes your small items for 1 to 2 seconds, and when you use an adjacent aquatic item, it itself gets haste. If it had charge, maybe there's something to work with there, but it doesn't. However, now, it has a cooldown of 8 seconds, it charges adjacent items 1, 2, or 3 seconds. It can appear at silver tier now. Charging adjacent items, that happens immediately. That's really important. And it can be given to items that otherwise wouldn't be able to charge as quickly as this. Like applying charge to another item, especially another specific item, is really powerful. And then finally, if you have 5 or more unique types, so the types are, weapon, apparel, friend, vehicle, property, etc. If you have 5 or more unique types, reduce this item's cooldown by 50%. Hell yes. Hell yes. I'm very keen to see the rowboat build. For the moment, all I can do is click the free ranked ticket and get into the game. I'm very excited about this patch. I'm very excited to get specifically back to Pygmalion, and if you read the patch notes, you'll know exactly why. Actually, I'll probably be fighting a couple of them over the course of this run. It's a very, very popular build to run at the moment. I'm not going to spoil it for you, though. Rifle! Every 2 seconds, deal 12 damage. Reload ammo if it's your only weapon. There's a start shot for adjacent crit shots, adjacent cooldown reduction. Coral and Clamra. It's going to be Rifle. It's going to be the only one of these that does any damage and has any potential of helping us in early fights, and that gives me a little bit of direction. Rifle. Also, if I actually go for selling, then it sells for more. Lost Crate. I'll get as much experience as possible and then just fill the rest of the board with whatever I can get in the final store. Sounds good to me. Boy. Fanged Inglet has the crit skill. 4% crit chance for your entire board. Pyro obviously has fiery, as well as the lighter and the cinders. Fanged Inglet needs a little bit of a buff because, like, at least I think. Because Pyro gives you cinders, and now that cinders are only starting at silver tier, Pyro's items there sell for 2 gold. Fanged Inglet also has pelts, bronze tier pelts, which sell for 2 gold. Right? It feels like Fanged Inglet is supposed to be a money choice because you can possibly hit those pelts. But the better money choice is Pyro at this point. I think I will go Pyro, actually. I'm not going to field the lighter if I get it, but, I'm not going to avoid it either. Did it need an upgrade? Did it need some additional burn? Maybe Final Flame? or first ignition or whatever it is. Either or of the additional burn skills that we can get. Because we are going to be level 2 before our first fight.
Was that even
Oh, I love that new banner.
maybe a skirmish?
Cinders. When you sell this, your leftmost item gets +1 burn. Sure. Okay, it's not Curio is our final shop. That's interesting. Oh, obstacle course slow. Hey, I love the art of that. That's great. Well, I'll be. I've got to go for the experience here, but admittedly, there is some part of my soul that's like, well, Curio has the shadowed cloak, so you could go that way. I already committed to the level up. Do I want specifically small items? Or do I want broad any items? I think I specifically want small items here. I'm looking for things like silencer, honing edge, presumably other things as well.
If you have to ask the price, you can't afford it.
Hand axe. Can't field you. I need the rifle to be my only weapon, otherwise it doesn't reload. Your weapons gain 6 additional damage. I mean, there is a pearl when you use another aquatic item charges 1 second, and seaweed when you use an aquatic item this gains 5 heal for the fight. Those two form a perfect pair.
Tell everyone you got it here.
Oh, I was about to say a couple more aquatic items, and I could easily run them. I mean, I will run the aquatic items, and I guess I'll take pop snappers as well. I should have a full board. Better to have a full board than not here.
Another empty chest, waiting to be
Okay.
filled.
Yeah, we do get Immolating Spark. Your leftmost burn item has +3 burn, so I will be fielding pop snappers, and I will also be upgrading their burn damage. Grand. Dillsies!
Go ahead.
I mean, like, a barrel is still very
I may
potent.
be young for a captain, but I've seen my share.
It's still very powerful. Ooh, Life Preserver. Oh, they've actually got a surprisingly large amount of damage on board as well, courtesy of the shovel, now doing a lot more damage. Bolus's bronze tier does a lot more damage than it used to. Pet Rock now gives more crit chance than it used to at a lower level. Oh, so here's the thing. I can kill their first health bar. But can I survive the Sandstorm for their second? Yes, I can. It's based exclusively off of the seaweed there, but
Got talent.
we get there.
You should put it toward noble.
Yay! I don't use a camera in the series that I use, that I pre-record for YouTube. So you can't see that at the moment I'm sitting on a new chair. It's a saddle chair. It's literally like a saddle on a stool. There's no back to this chair. And you can angle the saddle however you like. I think I might need a chair like this. Every chair that I've ever sat in that has a back has been completely inappropriate for me, and it's because I have, frankly, too much back. I need a chair brand called Too Much Back for gamers. The lumbar support is always in the wrong position. It's always specifically pushing up against one of my vertebrae. It's a nightmare. Saddle chair, though. I'll update you in an hour as we're continuing this run over whether or not the saddle chair has now harmed me, and actually I realize my folly. Small items, I mean, you kind of betrayed me last time, buddy. But admittedly, I do need to field some additional things here. It's pretty hard to shake any of these. This is an aquatic item. Aquatic, needs aquatics, and this is a large amount of damage we've already invested in with Immolating Spark. Alright. That's great. Golden experience, thank you. I don't think I'd go for Cinders for a single burn to pop on the pop snappers, thank you. But I could totally be convinced to pick up a skill from Strange Mushroom. Oh, Fiery! Your burn items have +2 burn. Okay. Okay. We can instantly give +5 burn to whatever item we want to field. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so Covetous Thief, of course, has Shadowed Cloak. Shadowed Cloak next to the rifle would be incredible. Grindstone is also in that fight. Actually, there's two really, really good hits there. As much as I want to take Rogue Scrapper, I have the level up without it.
Why run? We are everywhere.
And there are two insanely good items here for us. I'm not going to say that, you know, getting the Sharpening Stone isn't good. It's 5 additional damage on a weapon that does 12. It's like another 40% damage. Yeah. It's not bad. It's just also not incredible.
Watch your back.
Don't you dare give me any of the other options, though. Keenite. Your items have 4% crit chance. How dare you? I did ask for no other items, and that's not an item. So I see the spirit the game was playing in there. Kina sells no weapon items. I'll be going there, and I couldn't be Kina. Because you are. Well, I'll upgrade that.
Feel our energies resonating.
I am going to need to field something additional here as well. I don't think it'll be jellyfish. When you use an adjacent aquatic item, this gains haste for 1 second. I could pop that between Pearl and Seaweed and, you know, it'd get a couple of haste triggers, but realistically, the reason to field jellyfish is because you care about generating haste triggers, and I don't care about generating haste triggers. I care about using aquatic items. This is a surprisingly slow aquatic item if I want to use it like that. Let's get Star Chart. That'll set up my docks events. I can also pop the Star Chart on the field between the rifle and the pop snappers, and it would go really well for us. Knowing that is a large amount of the reason why I allowed... Harpoon to destroy a single small item can be really punishing. Would I run that instead of the Star Chart for 10% cooldown reduction on both the rifle and the pop snappers right now? I'd also be spending all of my available money, which means in the next space I would not be able to. I like it. I just don't know if I love it. But it's silver tier. Oh, I'm stuck on this decision for way too long. This is my defensive core. This is my offensive core. I have one space that I'm happy to throw an item away instead. Star Chart there. I will be skipping this. I don't think it's always right to skip this. In fact, it might not even be right here, but I would like to still have money when I go to the next store because... Because why? Because why, Ryan? It's a good point.
I'm so
Why?
glad we could share this experience today.
Let's go 2 gold and bronze tier loot item, I think. Ideally, cooldown reduction or damage. Kev's Armory, health toughness and shield related items. I mean, I would still take and field a barrel. Sell the gland. I mean, I'm gonna have a difficult time utilizing pretty much no matter where I go to. If I went to Curio, I'd specifically be looking for the Shadowed Cloak, like, exclusively, which is just a bit narrow.
Don't have scales. I can.
Oh my god, it actually showed up this early. All right, I'm pivoting. Submarine. Submarine's big problem before, or one of its big problems before, is that it was really difficult to run because as soon as you got Submarine, it was really bad on field, right? So this is a silver tier item. Higher rarity items are now more available more early. Usually on day 2, I would have a 10% chance of finding a silver tier item, but like, it usually takes you 3, maybe 4 days to find your first Submarine. And when you find it at that point, it does 25 damage. Thankfully, it now does 50 by default. So it's much more runnable without having some sort of scaling already on board. In order to purchase it, I will need to sell the rifle and the harpoon. Whoops. I mean, I'm not thrilled about doing that, but the rifle, the harpoon, and the catfish can all be sold here. The rifle is unimportant. I can't use it and another weapon, and the submarine's going to be my only weapon. The submarine is also an aquatic item for both the seaweed and the pearl. And I do want to keep my pop snappers on board because it's so much damage. This will allow me to run submarine with 10% additional crit chance, 10% additional cooldown reduction. We also reduce the cooldown on pop snappers. The idea here is that the lower the cooldown on pop snappers, the more it can stack up the actual burn number. And you really want the burn number to get... If you have 50 burn on the enemy and you apply one more burn, the next burn, assuming they run out of burn, deals 51 damage. So when you don't have endless sources of burn, every additional burn that stacks up on the enemy is incredibly huge because it determines the ultimate damage.
Oh, the best armor is made with love and patience.
I mean, thank you, Kev. Thank you. What an incredible shot. Bobby John! All right, are we about to see why I want to play Pygmalion?
Not to squabble with nobodies.
You do.
No.
These tusks,
Oh, how do I know? The items haven't flipped over. You'll know. You'll know. Did I just crit you with 2 of those burns? That's a lot of burn damage, buddy. Admittedly, oh boy. I will outshield them, which is going to be nice, but we do need to find some scaling for the submarine still. Like, it was previously in such a bad position that it had 25 damage, and you still needed a huge amount of scaling. Now it's 50, and you still need scaling. I'm very light on resources right now. Going to Kina would basically just be forfeiting the next shop, and 2 gold and 1 experience is huge. Sells ammo items. I mean, that's not really who I am. Eating contest for 100 HP right now would not be bad. Getting a slow item, random slow item. I'm gonna eat for 100 HP. I mean, I can definitely beat the Eccentric Gatherite, and Rigged is definitely the best pickup here. Admittedly, I'm also quite partial to getting the Scrap. And Barbed Wire, surprisingly, would actually be a source of scaling damage for us. Like, I would happily run that. Oh man, force field? Take pop snappers off field, put force field on the other side of the... I mean, it might not actually be bad.
Power outage!
Getting a surprising amount of crits on this for 14% crit chance. Hey, Barbed Wire, when you shield, this gains 5 damage for the fight.
Place to store the rest rest of the tyrant's gold.
I mean, if we're going to be upgrading a bronze tier item, I think it's going to be the star chart. The additional crit chance and the additional cooldown reduction is pretty impactful. I mean, admittedly, seaweed getting additional heal is nice, but I think the way I give it additional heal is by fielding more aquatic items.
The keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
100% we try and take the fight. This is the hardest enemy from tomorrow. This will be interesting. I mean, oh my god, Ganjo would be incredible for us. Also, I'm calling it Ganjo now because someone in Twitch chat pointed out that it probably is supposed to rhyme with banjo. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Their damage is pretty high, and they are now healing and full shielding pretty consistently. That holiday does so much damage.
I know the eastern sky is beautiful.
Yikes.
But can we get
We even got like a really opportune timing for Seaweed and Submarine to go off there, and it wasn't enough. Yeah, I figured that battle was going to be pretty difficult. Yeah, we just didn't have the damage to get past them. Damn. That Ganjo would have been incredibly important for us. Gumball machine. Most of the gumballs are really good right now. But if I have money, I don't think I'd buy gumballs with them. I think I need to get the final slot on my board filled. Clamora. Slow 2 items 1 second at the start of each fight. Use this. Happy enough to take that. Cannonball, adjacent items have additional max ammo, there's jellyfish, there's grappling hook. I don't think any of these are necessary for us. Realistically, what I'm looking for at this point is scaling or disruption. Kazim. I mean, unfortunately, we've both not lost a fight yet. That terrifies me. Is it worth getting 15% cooldown reduction on the Pearl instead to try and get additional shielding in the fight? That'll translate to more damage for the barbed wire, but like in a very minor way. I could do the same for healing if I expect the enemy is going to be damaging me past my shield consistently. And also if I expect that healing will be able to help me with that. I think realistically our biggest problem at the moment is damage, so I do think it still stays between the barbed wire and the submarine.
My fight isn't
Alright, are we about to see the reason I want to play Pig?
My people believe in
Oh!
boring.
Boom, bada, boom, boom, boom! There he is! The Beast of Burden! It's Bob! I am going to preface this by saying I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. Okay? I'm going to lose to the Beast of Burden. I guarantee it. Beast of Burden is broken good right now. Beast of Burden starts with 3 types: weapon, friend, and vehicle. It has been overhauled from its previous position of gaining additional damage every time you buy an item to now, whenever you buy another item, this gains that item's types. So toy, apparel, property. I mean, it can't gain weapon, it already has weapon. Toy, apparel, property, loot, potion, food. There's, I mean, core. If you get combat core through a, if you get combat core through the Docs event, you can give it core. It can get all of those. Anyhow, it gets +1 multicast for each type it has. So right now, at Silver tier, it is 85 damage times 7. My health pool is 650. They have that and a Regal Blade, doing a bunch of damage. Balcony, the property to the left of this, has double its value in combat and its cooldown reduced by 10%. The Beast of Burden is a property, and on top of all of this, Oh man, that was brutal. On top of all of this, it will activate all of the skills related to the item type that it now generates. So like, one of the worst things about Pygmalion in the previous patch is you don't really want to use his properties at all, but he has a lot of really good property related skills. Well, Beast of Burden is your property now. I do fear that I'm just going to keep running into people with Beast of Burden and other builds that haven't yet gotten Beast of Burden. I am deeply concerned that that's going to be the case. I really hope not. Eating contest for additional max HP. Admittedly, it is good, but like I really need some scaling options, and Switchblade exists in Isla.
I would spar with you, but this leg. Oof.
Powder keg. 30% of the enemy's max HP, and you destroy this item. When you burn, charges 2 seconds. There's also a cannon with some burn. I don't dislike cannon, I just also don't like it. It does get, admittedly, additional burn, which is the main consideration for it here. I think it's better than 2 of the items I have on the field at the absolute least.
I prefer action.
Cutlass deals double crit damage, but without scaling, it doesn't really matter if I can put that next to the star chart. Sure, it's got additional crit, but it does no damage. Going to the events for the star chart. 5 gold and 1 experience. Very glad to see the docks turn up there. Okay, so Wrench has been re-included into the game, but unfortunately, the Boiler Room Brawler does not have it. Wow, wow. Flame Juggler. I generated enough shield to beat the Flame Juggler. Bloodreef Raider admittedly does have Gunner, +2 ammo for your leftmost ammo item, as well as the Crow's Nest, which I guess I could field. Doesn't really have damage scaling is the thing. I mean, it's not like Flame Juggler has damage scaling either. I'm just going here for the golden experience. Yeah, with the amount of shield I'm capable of generating, I know that this fight is going to be a breeze. But I still really need more damage. My damage scaling exclusively exists within a silver tier barbed wire at the moment, and that's just a little ouchy. Burst of Flame, the first time your enemy falls below half health each fight, burn 10. I mean, trying to burn my enemy down is certainly a build for us here. Final Flame, 6 additional burn with a cannon. Honestly? Yeah. We could also give it plus 16% crit chance, or items get 1% crit chance per weapon I have, but I think Final Flame, I think I'm actually building flame stuff. Kev, do you have a submarine upgrade for me, maybe? I mean, I know that's a lot to ask for, but... Shielded Seashell by the seashore? Shield 5 for each aquatic item you have. This has double shield. We're getting pretty close to the point where I would happily take the Star Shot off fields. And field Hop Snappers. Because the burn is just that significant. Burn is most of our damage at the moment. We're really invalidating the submarine, unfortunately. Oh! Shielded electric eels. There's a barrel as well. Could I even entertain the idea of getting the shielded electric eels? I would need 14 more gold in order to pick it up. 6, 4. I could sell 2 and 2. So every 6 seconds, deal 10 damage, slow an item for 2 seconds, and then shield equal to this item's damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much damage, which is the main point under contention here. An alternative would be upgrading Pearl and taking the barrel, and then popping the barrel between Seaweed and Pearl. And that seems like a much more realistic play here. It's just that's very early to see a shielded electric eels. Level 7 is our upgrade a silver item. Upgrading a silver submarine is, whatever, but upgrading a silver shielded electric eels? That's a lot better. It's an aquatic weapon and a friend. This is an aquatic weapon and a vehicle. If rowboat was on field, it would be a vehicle. So aquatic weapon and friend. Rowboat's one more.
Unlucky here. Everyone on my world wanted to eat each other.
The thing is, this doesn't solve our problem. Our damage problem. I don't know if my burn is enough to solve that problem either. But it's certainly not enough to solve that problem if I can't get them to half health in the first place. But I also haven't invested much into the submarine. I mean, I'd hate to get rid of the star chart, but realistically, it would be the thing to get rid of. Six, 2, 4, 12. I'd also have to get rid of the Clamora. No, it just costs too much. It just costs too much right now. I really did entertain it. By the way, barrel. When you use an adjacent non-weapon item, this gains 15 shield for the fight, and it triggers every 5 seconds. Pop Snappers has only 3 charges, so I'll pop the barrel between Seaweed and Pearl. And then we'll just keep chugging on. Hopefully there's a good free option here. Oh my god, it's the best free option. Hit him with that golden experience. That really sounds like a casino's catchline, right? Have a golden experience with us at Midas Casino,
Not to squabble with nobody.
where everything you touch turns into gold. Righty tighty. Ooh. Plasma grenade to slow all items by 3 seconds because it's already gold tier. Wow, it's already gold tier. I saw their giant barrage of damage to me and I was like, I'm screwed! Because the game ended at that time, but actually it ended to the burn damage that we dealt to them. Oh my god, Submarine is actually by far the weakest part of my board. Oh god. I mean, it's an aquatic item that's being used very, very quickly, which is nice for the other items I have on board, but still, yikes. You gotta work at the docks. Give me a Silvertail loot item. Ooh. Additional burn. I mean, we give that to the Pop Snappers, realistically. It has an additional... it does it faster, and it has 1 additional ammo. Honestly, burn is definitely seeming like what I'm going to have to sub into here. Which is going to be awkward, but fine. That's great. Golden experience. I mean, honestly, hitting up Kina right now seems pretty good.
Come with no weapons, leave with big bargains.
Astrolabe, every 6 seconds, haste a non-weapon item for 2 seconds. When you use another non-weapon, charge this 1 second. Admittedly, I don't dislike that.
Use that
I mean, it's
for the
better than Submarine right now. What do you want me to do? Gosh. All right. Vanessa's Amulet. Your items have 20% additional crit chance. We are going to be swapping these.
bought this.
So now the Astrolabe, which is going to trigger faster than the Seaweed because there's multiple other non-weapon items to charge the Astrolabe, is going to be next to the Barrel because it's a faster adjacency. Pearl is also a pretty fast adjacency. This will give out haste to some items on field. We've got 20% additional crit chance for everything on field. Hopefully we crit with some of our burns because those are so impactful. So Preening Duelist has Pistol Sword. When you use ammo, when you use an ammo item, deal some amount of damage. It was updated in this patch. I think it's 25 now. That said, if I fight the Gorgon Noble, I can level up before we get to the next day, which gives me the ability to get an upgrade. Hercuvian, I don't think I want your thing. I mean, Rocket Boots for the Astrolabe upgrade is pretty good. Actually, you also have, when you crit, reload an item 1 ammo. The only thing is I'd get 2 experience from you, 1 from going forward, 1 from going forward, 1 from going forward, right? So I get a total of 5 experience. I can't get my level 7 and level up Astrolabe before the end of the day. Gorgon Noble can even give me a Vial of Blood, additional experience on top of this.
You beat me.
Yeah, the only reason we're alive at the moment is our burn. It's just all of these burn skills turning up. Initial dose. Your leftmost poison item has +6 poison. Admittedly, there is a lot of, in fact, I'll say a pretty large chance, especially with the Astrolabe and Barrel already on board, that we end up pivoting this run into a Weatherglass run. So I will take initial dose. I otherwise might have entertained the option of not taking it. I'll check out Andy's shop. I'm going to be very, very picky, though.
Highly concentrated.
Bowlers, ambergris. I mean,
You want to buy that? I mean, excellent choice.
Yeah. I take ambergris because
Grab it for you.
all I have to do is buy and sell 1 more item before I get value. Obviously, I don't need to sell the ambergris just yet. Revolver, when you crit, reload some ammo. It's got some damage on it. Jite. When you slow, this gains additional damage. It's fine. No, thank you. We're a burn build, baby. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. You know what? It's time to say goodbye to the Submarine. Quixel, you sell small and medium items, and you buy large items. Oh my god, there's the damage scaling, but it's unfortunately at bronze tier, and it's appeared, you know, basically as I'm committed to getting rid of the Submarine. I was so excited about it, and then just immediately I throw it in the trash. It feels bad, but it also feels correct. I'm gonna sell barbed wire so that I can buy and sell coral armor.
I guess I made a sale. Fine, here's some gold.
There's our level 7. Upgrade a silver or lower tier item. I suspect it's Astrolabe here. Barrel will get 5 additional scaling when you use an adjacent non-weapon item, but Astrolabe will give an additional second of haste, and that's really important. Whoa, hang on, it doesn't give an additional second of haste. Sorry. It lowers its cooldown by 1. This will tell you how many times I've drafted Astrolabe since it's been changed. Oh, hell yeah. Me too, buddy. Except I'm not a savant.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
So at least we got half in common. Oh, what? Oh, God. That's going to be a pretty punishing board right there. If you have a vehicle, reduce your non-vehicle items cooldowns by 10%. They have 2 vehicles on board, actually. They've also got a huge amount of shielding coming out of the Brick Body and the Turbo Wallace. That's going to be able to bring... That's so bad. Wow. That's a really early metronome and race car. Oh, that's so mean. That's so much damage. Turbo Wallace, a metronome, and then First Aiden on the other side of it. Good lord. You gotta risk the fight. Oh. This is gonna be an interesting fight. I don't know if we have this one, but there are really good rewards here in Century rounds if we can get it. One of our burn items crit once. Nice. If the enemy gets the cooldown on the plasma rifle, they win. But thankfully they don't. Yeah, that additional, the final barrel, sorry, the final cannon shot critting was really impactful there. Welding torch. While you have a shield, this item's cooldown is reduced. I mean, it is additional burn. It'd be a 2.5 second burn cooldown for 8 burn. I mean, like, if we took Pearl and Seaweed off the field, if we went out of the aquatic sub-theme, we could field this. At 2.5 seconds and repeatable, it would want to be the Inheritor of Final Flame. Yeah, right. I mean, I need the additional damage. That's very clear. Non-weapon items. Sure, Kino.
Not war.
Yeah, I was wondering if we'd see something like that. Crow's Nest! If you have exactly 1 weapon, it has lifesteal, and they also have 40% additional crit chance. I don't think I take you. I don't have a weapon I can fire multiple times. Beach Ball will now haste to aquatic or toy items. And Chum. Okay. It's time to completely change our build. Weather Glass is here. If you have another item with burn, poison, slow, or freeze, unfortunately, I believe out of all of those, I have burn. Then you get +1 multicast for each. And there's also Water Wheel. Haste your other items 2 seconds. When you use an adjacent item, charge this 2 seconds. We'll definitely be purchasing both of those. I'm going to first purchase the Water Wheel, as it's an aquatic item. And then I'll sell the Ambergris in order to buy the Weather Glass. Right. So, fastest resolutions available for me. I probably keep the cannon on board. You do something like this. I think I lose the crit chance to have a... Well, no, this triggers off aquatic items, and Weather Glass is not an aquatic item. Okay, I don't need that then. I don't need to upgrade the star chart. That's not going back on field now that I have the Water Wheel and the Weather Glass. In fact, what's happening now is, I mean, I'm going to keep pop snappers. I can sell welding torch. What happens now is I simplify down and I need to get more item types. So like burn, poison, slow, or freeze. I fill each of these 3 slots, the Vanessa's Amulet and the 2 cannons, with burn, poison, slow, or freeze. This could not have come a moment too soon. Like this is really important. Lone Shark. I could get Shark Ray from you. Trash Golem. I mean, I'm gonna very quickly check that I'm correct about this item. Yeah, Trash Golem can have the rainbow potion. I mean, we're not likely to get it, though. But they can have the rainbow potion. Zookeeper, Salamander Pop for some additional burn, which is pretty nice. Train Spider is a poison item that I could field with a single slot. No, I'm gonna live the dream. We're gonna get the rainbow potion out of the Trash Golem. Let's do it. Actually, I made an agreement with him beforehand that he was going to give me the rainbow potion, which burns, poisons, freezes, and slows in a single slot. We came to an arrangement, so it's fine. We will be getting it here. I mean, even if we don't, we did.
It's over already.
Noxious Potion. Poison both players for 4. I mean, admittedly, that's another multicast on Weatherglass, which is nice. Zara, I mean, I just want gold tier skills more than I want anything else right now.
I help you discover for yourself.
Conflagration. When you use an item with burn, that item gains 1 burn for the rest of the fight. Honestly, on a Weatherglass?
Soon I think you will be ready for Adira's training.
Ooh, the docks. I mean, the docks have money. I can swap out 20% crit chance for the board in order to get another multicast on the Weatherglass, and admittedly, I think that's probably a good idea right now. Seaweed and Pearl are almost never going back on the field, but I don't need to get rid of them just yet. Oh, also the Astrolabe is doing the same job, so I can get rid of the Star Chart. Cool. Midsworth? Ah, dang. I was really hoping I was going to run into exactly the trader that cares about me selling medium items to them, because I got a bunch. That said, there are also medium items I want to buy. The upgrade for Weatherglass in particular, the upgrade for Astrolabe would be nice as well.
If I don't have what you need, I'll help you find who does.
Yeah, I wondered what would happen if this turned up. Captain's Wheel. Every 4 seconds, haste adjacent items 1 second. If you have a vehicle or a large item, reduce this item's cooldown by 50%. So we do have a large item in the water wheel. I don't think I need it. If I cared about how many haste triggers came out the other end, maybe Captain's Wheel would be correct here, but I don't think I do. Torpedo. When you use another aquatic or ammo item, this gains 25 damage to the fight. If the item is large, reload an ammo. I'll be re-rolling here, thank you. Repeater, when you use another ammo item, charge this 1 second, and Cutlass, as well as the powder keg. None of those are relevant to us at all. Thank you kindly. I don't need to empty any slots in my inventory right now.
Every item finds its buy. It's a relationship, you know?
It's really important, actually, that I get the additional poison on the correct item, so I'm going to move... I mean, the Noxious Potion would be poisoning both of us. So I'm going to move the Weatherglass to get the initial dose. I mean, admittedly, the Weatherglass also wants the highest amount of burn, but it already has access to that via Final Flame. Got it. Okay.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes
You're a
this
chosen
more
gamer?
fun.
I was born a
I'm
gamer.
young for a captain, but I've seen my share of
Many more years of practice. I didn't have to get to 12 before they chose me. Came out the womb playing Tetris. very, very uncomfortable delivery. I'm told.
I paint my ship red, but I don't.
Flagship upgrade. With a heavy captain's wheel for slowing down my items. They even have a silencer on it. How dare you? Why is yours at full power when mine is still only doing 3 multicast? Andy, you sell small items. None of these are at all the small items I'm looking for, Andy. You know that. You know that. Andy. Andy Booby. Dear. Baby doll. I don't want any of these. I'm gonna get my crit back on board and the pop snappers as well. That probably would have been a significantly better board for the previous fight as well. That said, I don't think it would have made a difference. Hit the docks for a level up. I will sell off seaweed. Fishing for a silver tier loot item. And some additional gold. Nice. One additional poison for the weather glass. Pretty happy to get that. Chili Charles, you have a couple of freezing items. Thug, you have Bonk, of course. I can take out Charles. Like, a single icicle at the start of each fight, freeze an item for 5 seconds would be incredible for us. See, even if enemies freeze us a bunch, we do a good amount of damage. We just don't live long enough. Igloo, you are way too large. Every 6 seconds, freeze an item for 2 seconds. When you fall below half health, each fight, use this. I mean, it is a freezing item, but it is also unusable for us. We'll sell the star chart to pick it up because it still is 12 gold. Hastes. Slow and cooldown related items. I really want to pick up a slow related item. An additional multicast for the weather glass lies behind it. But also, Astrolabe upgrade, water wheel upgrade.
You don't have time not to buy this.
Pufferfish, you've got 2 additional seconds on your cooldown. Cool. Needed to happen. Captain's wheel and silencer are both there. I don't really use weapon. Weapon, though. Arbalest. Okay, I didn't even talk about this in the patch notes because I didn't think it was especially relevant to dig down to like individual items, but the silver tier Arbalest used to give you 25 additional damage when you haste. That says 60. They buffed Arbalest. And, viewer, I don't know if Arbalest needed to be buffed. Arbalest is very powerful. I'm gonna take it. I can't reload it just yet, which is gonna kill the ability for me to actually utilize it. But when Water Wheel hastes, it hastes 1, obviously not that slot, 2, 3, 4. It hastes 4 items, which is 240 extra damage for the Arbalest. And that's just the first time the water wheel goes off. My only haste giving item at the moment. I can definitely use Arbalest to one-shot enemies if I can get the water wheel to charge faster. That's not going to be accomplished with the weather glass. The weather glass is good right now, but like the weather glass also puts a limitation on my board size because it needs so many other items for its support. Unless, of course, we had the rainbow potion, but we don't. absolutely take the fight. Taking the fight gives us the opportunity to level up before the next fight that we take. Oh, yes! Cooldown reduction or haste when you crit would both be incredible here for us, Cosmic Rock. If you'd be so kind.
See that plank? Walk it.
Cosmic Amulet. When this gains haste, your items gain 3% crit chance of the fight. So it would need to be targeted with haste 7 times to be better than Vanessa's Amulet. Ah, yes. Your level 10, your level up, no longer gives you 3 options. It gives you one set option, not set, one specific option, and then the random option if you want to do something else. I mean, admittedly, Weatherglass really would have liked to see Burn, Poison, or Slow or something like that given to a Water Wheel. But let me quickly check. Water Wheel, eh? I think Water Wheel has a deadly enchant. Yeah, your items have 10% additional crit chance whenever you use it. Vanessa's Amulet doubles its crit chance bonus to all items. I don't think Arbalest has a unique one. It doesn't. It's 50% additional crit chance. That makes sense. Astrolabe gives your non-weapon items 10% additional crit chance for the fight. I'm not gonna fish to possibly get freeze, burn, poison, or slow on the water wheel. I think that would be a bad idea. However, giving the water wheel the ability to give crit to things in a world where I have an Arbalest in hand and I am planning to make the water wheel powerful in order to charge the Arbalest seems good to me. So every time we activate the water wheel, we are going to get 10% additional crit chance to all of our other items. Right? Right? No? Okay, it's just telling me it gives them 10% crit chance by base. That's all it does. Huh. I gotta tell ya, folks, I did not think that's how it would do that. Shoulda known, though. Shoulda known. I can't kill with a single shot. I'll need some additional gunpowder or a way to reload the Arbalest to field it. Diamond tier core. Oof. Oh, it's the ignition core as well. The ignition core did get nerfed, but still. It's still really, really threatening. Yeah, I mean, also the enemy freezing all of my stuff at the very start of the fight. Freezing all my stuff, I mean, effectively all of my stuff, because the Deadly Water Wheel is all of my stuff. It causes all of my other stuff to go. Random enchantment location. Haste effects, you say. I mean, gosh, do I really field the Arbalest right now? Is this actually it? Because if I give haste effects to the Weatherglass will haste 2 targets. Every time it's used. I mean, it's the best haste giver on the field right now, except for Vanessa's Amulet, actually. Vanessa's Amulet would... Oh! Okay. That's actually new. Vanessa's Amulet no longer just hastes at the start of the fight. It now says, when you crit, haste an item for 1 second. Cool. Unfortunately, my crit scaling is not. I don't. It isn't.
is why I wear red, so the crew won't see me bleed.
Oh, look at middle.
Sale, no sale. I want what's right for you.
Sniper rifle way too late to start appealing to me. Swashbuckle. Adjacent items have additional crit chance, and they have additional damage, heal, or shield equal to their crit chance. Unfortunately, is not relevant to us. I would love it to be. But the water wheel.
Hey, that's okay. It's been nice talking to you.
Ah, a friend. I mean, a customer.
Wanted poster. I could keep that in my backpack. And admittedly, I have so much money at this point that realistically I should
Happy to make a sale.
take things based on that. Spyglass for cooling, slowing down the cooldown of an enemy thing. No. Great. Cannonball. 3 additional max ammo. That'll be enough to charge the Arbalest. Also, Captain's Wheel. Unfortunately, Captain's Wheel is no longer as much haste as Turbo Weatherglass is.
So, how about this weather where... Oh, you're leaving. That's good.
All right. This is a pretty last-ditch effort, unfortunately. Like, we are literally on death's door. It's down to whether or not the Arbalest is good enough. I think it is. But, you know, I think my child is perfect. He would never hit your young Timmy. Adam's a much nicer boy than that. I raised him right. It's a lot of damage on that Arbalest. It's up to 880 right now. Oh my god. Its second fire would have been for 1.5 thousand damage. Yeah, it scales a bit much. That's fun. Amber is a slowing item. I can field that. Definitely going for experience Bazaar. Haste to aquatic items at the very start of the fight, specifically haste for the water wheel would be really nice. Old Sane doesn't have that many things I like, though. Work on teaching weapon skills, but my weapon skills literally only matter if they are related to haste right now.
The tyrant will keep the 10 seas, and may his bones sink to the bottom.
Okay. Crashing Waves. The first 5 times you use an aquatic item each fight, haste a weapon 1 second. That's pretty good, especially when you have... I mean, I'll be taking it. It's pretty good specifically when you have... Okay. Shrouded Figure is really good. I have to go to Street Festival for the possibility of getting a Mac shot. Damn it. Mac has the Rainbow Potion in stock, as well as Energy Potion. Would have been the best one for us. Dooley, purchased an item from this hero. We'll go there, looking for a possible metronome. Heavy Granola Bar. No. All right. Unfortunate. Realistically, if I can get to my second Arbalest fire, we win. If I can't, we lose. Welp. Best of luck, us. Oh, it's gonna feel real bad if my first run after the patch is just straight into the dirt. Oh my god, that's... Thankfully, the heavy armor core... Oh, it slows a single item for 4 seconds. Okay, so they changed the enchants for those as well. But it's only being charged by a single Armadillo, and the Armadillo's got slowed down recently. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. This item's real good. I just want you to know this item's real good. It's just, I didn't and couldn't, but I wanted to, and then it didn't happen. But don't blame the Arbalest. Adam is blameless. My boy would never hit your child. Especially not a second time, desperately when I needed him to.
Well, guess I do have one to learn.
That's what they call an oof, folks. That's what they call a French egg. I mean, and then the water wheel, and then there was even a turbo weather gloss, and it still wasn't enough for the Arbalest because we got blew up instantly. I mean, not many of our fights lasted especially long, which, oh boy. But we only got beaten by one Bob. Yeah. I couldn't even lose rank if it was possible right now. I'm literally the lowest available rank there is. Well, you know what's all for it? All there is to do right now, I mean, actually, I will say, if you're watching this video on the day that it came out, I'm probably on stream. I start my stream 7 hours after this video comes live. Over on twitch.tv/RhapsodyPlays. You can catch me there, checking out this new patch. But for the moment, all I can say is my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been the Bazaar. Hopefully the next run goes significantly better than that. It's been a while since I've had a 3-winner on this channel. And I'd like it to take a while more. A special thanks this episode to Dialer. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you all next time.